What's going on, guys? Jan Stavisky coming at you with a brand new crypto video. Is Bitcoin in a bear market? I'll tell you exactly how we're going to know that in this video. Now, Bitcoin has made a nice move down, I think over 40% now. Let's see exactly. Now, we're looking on Bitfinex right now. 45% from the top of $20,000. Now, I talked about this in my previous videos. I've been warning everybody about this. It was only a matter of time before we do some kind of a dip like this. Over 46% was definitely due after running up over $10,000 in the last month. Like, look at this. We made a run up of over 200%, 240% in the last month since the last run up. Absolutely insane. We've never done that in this market, and given that the futures, CBOE futures, were coming out on the 16th, I believe, and on the 18th, CME futures were coming out. I was telling everybody this is going to be a sell on the news event, and what kind of got me off guard was the CBOE futures. That was kind of a 20% sell-off, and CME futures, when they came out, obviously created a local top right there. And you know that Wall Street is getting into these markets, and understand they do not want to buy $20,000 Bitcoin. They're gonna know grandma and grandpa are gonna be buying Bitcoin at these prices, and the new money coming in. And if you guys thought that was, if you guys got scared by this, and you guys got caught off guard, it's better to get into a bear market and learn that way, as opposed to being completely delusional in a bull market and thinking that the market's going to go forever. It's absolutely not. And when grandma and grandpa are getting into the market, that's when you know it might be the end of the immediate trend. So going back to Wall Street, they do not want to buy $20,000 Bitcoin. They're going to crash the market. CME futures came out, and they obviously shorted the market into this downtrend right there. You see that 46% is more than what we've seen in the entire bear market. I'm sorry, in the entire bull market this season, and we've been in the entire bull market for over 2 years now. What we're gonna do right here is we're gonna see what the dips actually looked like every single time we dropped. Okay, this one was 36%, 37%. Okay, this one right here was 36, 37%. Okay, another one 30%, maybe 30%, right? So these dips are really small compared to what we just saw today. I wouldn't even count these. These are just like 15-20% dips, 20% dips. That does not count compared to what we've really seen as healthy corrections. Now we see 46% from the local top. You see how violent that was? Okay, 45%, and that's on Bitfinex. GDX even saw GDX saw like 50%. Now, where have we seen something like this before? Back in 2014, let's look on this chart and see exactly what happened here. And mind you, this happened at Christmas time, at the end of the year. What do we see right here at the end of the trend? Okay, we see, now understand there's a less liquidity. There was a lot less money in these markets, so they move. They might move a lot more than what we've seen now. But see these sell-offs? They might be about 30-40%. But what do we see right here? This major candle, which did about 53%. Now we don't see anything like this entire trend, but this is followed by a move of 62%. It makes a lower high and makes a lower low. That is a bearish signal, signaling that this is the beginning of a bear trend, right? Okay, lower high and lower low. If we see something like that in this market in the next coming week or so, I would be I would be convinced that we are in a bear market, and we're completely overdue for this. I think this market, this bull run only lasted maybe 6 months, maybe just over 6 months, and we've been in a bull market for over 2 years. All right, for over 2 years, we're overdue for a bear market. The markets don't go up forever. This is the same thing with anything, with any financial markets, real estate. I mean, everything. Look at this run up, absolutely insane. Um, a lot of people getting into this market, they're almost kind of like revenge trading because they didn't get a good position. They've been trolling Bitcoin at these prices at 200 bucks. Now they're saying, okay, you know what? I've been trolling Bitcoin. Everybody's making money on it. $20,000. All right, I'm gonna get in. Everybody's saying we're gonna go to 100K. 100K. That's it. One Lambo. I'm getting a Lambo, and bam, they're standing right here looking at the edge of a cliff. All right, how do we know if we are in a bear market? I never speak in absolutes because anything can happen in this market. I'll draw out a few scenarios right here. Okay, although we dropped almost 50%, we could rebound because these markets are absolutely crazy. Now, here's one scenario. We're gonna do a double top scenario. All right, a double top is usually a bearish signal. It doesn't break the resistance of 20K, and it comes crashing down. Right, the next level of support would be around $8,000, right over here. Okay, and remember, just like I showed you in the previous trend in 2014, making a lower low signals a bear trend. If we see something like this, okay, it hits down to $8,000, which is the next support line, I would be convinced that we are in a bear trend. Okay, and there will be a lot of volatility. I mean, there's so much emotion in these markets. Just in the last day, we depleted the market cap of Bitcoin by $150 billion overnight. Absolutely crazy. I mean, people just saw this and they dumped. I mean, just raced for the exit, and I'm sure so many people dumped at the bottom. It bounced in their face. You see this crazy wick about. A lot of the money's made right here. Okay. When there's so much fear in the market, after you've been through a bear trend like I've been in 2014, you know that money is made on fear. Right here, probably made the most money in the entire run, besides just holding Bitcoin. Right here, it's, it's an easy 60%. Let's say if it double tops, it's an easy 80%. Absolutely crazy. So that's in just a couple days. Another scenario, what could happen, and I think is pretty likely to happen, given that we dropped 46%. If you know what a Fibonacci is, and Fibonacci is used for retracements, how far a trend might go, what we do is we measure from the top to the bottom, and a sweet spot for a retracement after a bounce is usually right over here. Excuse me, it's 0.61. It's never right on the money, but it's just in this general area. So just kind of right over here. That's usually where a pullback comes before rolling over. Now, if we see something like this, it comes back in here. This would be the time, regardless if it goes any higher, because we've seen such a massive drop, this would be a time to clean up your bags. Selling at the bottom is never, ever, ever the thing to do because Bitcoin, there's so much liquidity, it'll bounce back and everything will bounce back with it. Altcoins, they saw an 80% drop. They're going to bounce back, and they already have this morning. You see that in Ripple, you see it in Zcash, everything bounced back a crazy amount. Now, when Bitcoin reaches 0.61, you're going to have a good chance of getting out of your positions, both in Bitcoin and altcoin. And at this time, it's best to accumulate USD. Because if you're not sitting in USD and the market crashes, you're not only losing USD value, your Bitcoin is depreciating, and you can't buy a bounce. Like I just said, most of the money is made right over here. You can make so much money on this bounce, over 50%, just in one day. Okay, and if you don't have any USD sitting, you're just gonna lose all of that value. When Bitcoin crashes, if is actually in a bear trend and it comes crashing down, it will be right over here. Okay, it's the next support level. You know, you see a lot of action, a lot of trading action, and a lot of structural support. There's also a trend line that we can draw right here. I'll even show you right now. If this happens, okay, altcoins are gonna lose 80% of their value at least. Okay, at least. If you go back, right? So okay, there's a trend line. There's a trend line. It's obviously not on point, but it's always a general area. These markets are absolutely crazy. They can break it and come back. They can, you know, they can land right over here and come back. It might not even hit the trend line. But this area is a lot of structural support, just kind of like this is. You see a lot of movement, a lot of action in this area. So bounced off. We're gonna see a pullback. We're gonna see if it double tops and breaks out. Okay, that's one scenario. If it double tops and rolls over, or a high possibility, again, because we saw such a massive dump, is it comes back to the 0.61 where I will be taking profit on my Bitcoin dip buy, on my altcoin dip buy. I'm going to be cleaning up all of my altcoin positions that I did not clean up. I did not sell the bottom. I never sell the bottom, and you should not either. This is the area that I'm going to be cleaning up. Regardless if we double top and go further, I don't care. I'd rather buy back in on a pullback. But knowing that I am in a good position, taking the middle path, making profit, I'll be profitable, and this is where I'm cleaning up. Okay, you're hedging your risk, and that's what you have to do, because again, you're gonna be losing so much money. And just like if you go to Twitter, it was a complete bloodbath. People are getting mortgages out of their house, and then they're 40%. They just lost. You know, somebody takes out a mortgage for $1 million. They're down almost $500,000 in just that day. Imagine how they feel. Absolutely terrible. Now, if the scenario plays out and we see a bear trend, okay, if we see a bear trend, usually what Bitcoin does, last trend, it loses 80% of its value. And I don't think the bear trend is going to last as long as it did, because we're just on the cusp. We're on the brink of mainstream adoption, and you see a lot of people really getting into the market, but I think we're just not ready yet. Exchanges are not ready for this kind of volume. You're still not, you're still not getting mom and pops being able to use Bitcoin. I mean, they're just investing, but for mainstream adoption, you need utility. You need people to be able to use it every day, people to be able to accept it in stores, anywhere. Right now, it's pretty much a store of value and not much utility. Now, I think this trend, as opposed to, if it does hit a bear trend, as opposed to last trend, in 2014, which lasted about 2 years, year and a half, I don't think it's going to last more than 6 months. And by mid 2018, we're going to see massive pumps again, both in altcoins and Bitcoin, and we're going to see just the same thing over. And I'm super happy about it, because you get to reaccumulate your favorite coins at bottom barrel prices. I'm so stoked about that, and you guys should be too. If you guys didn't get into a good position here, it's gonna be, you're gonna have another chance again, right? And I'm super stoked about that. And anybody who's into crypto right now, you should be super happy about it. Even if you guys shaken out here, and even if you lost money, it's good, because if you're introduced to this kind of market, you deal with the pain. You're gonna know how to react later on in the next market cycle, and you're going to be able to prepare, make a lot more money, cut out of positions that you need to cut out of, and in general come out very, very profitable. So 80% loss would bring us down to about 4,000 area. I think if we do see a bear market, I think we'll see Bitcoin at about 4,000 to 5,000 range accumulation. That's where it's just going to be flat. Everyone's going to say Bitcoin's dead, blah blah blah. A bunch of baloney, and that's what I'm going to be accumulating. That's it. You're going to have a few months, maybe 2 or 3 months, where you can accumulate Bitcoin. Don't listen to anybody that says Bitcoin's dead. This is the end of the trend. When nobody is looking, when people are not greedy, they're fearful, that's when you want to buy in. Right here, all the money's made on fear. Right here, in accumulation, all the money is going to be made on fear. and we'll see another market cycle. I'm super stoked about it. You should too. Again, anything can happen. I think this is a very high possibility. Understand, crypto is absolutely crazy. I always look at different possibilities. I've been preaching this for weeks, even months, that this could happen. Of course, it overshot just by a couple thousand. I thought it was going to reach maybe 15 and dump, but because CME, they're just Wall Street was pumping the spot markets like crazy, and they absolutely could because mom and pops was getting in here thinking it's going to go to 100K, and it dumps in their face. So this is a high possibility. I think we're going to see a fantastic trend. I want you to be prepared and have fun with it. Don't get shaken out. Don't get nervous. Don't get scared. Study the markets. Do your research. And that's about it. That's the update for today. I'm super stoked about seeing what happens next, and I hope you guys follow. I hope you guys are looking forward to my videos. If you guys like and comment, it really gets me motivated to make more content. I want to make you guys experts in crypto. This is a fantastic market. The most money is made right over here. If you guys want to be experts, follow my videos. I'll answer any questions you have in the comments. And that's it. Cheers.